Welcome to another episode of Tiwa Did That. I'm Tiwa, and what do we do here on Tiwa Did That? Luxury skincare, luxury fashion, and luxury travel that doesn't take itself too seriously. Do I look a little bit bright right now? Well, let's not take that too seriously. I wish I knew more about cameras, guys. I just fucking don't. Anyway, I'm back from my holiday to America. It was fun, it was long, it was a lot. I did record that luxury travel video for you guys, but it is such uncharted territory for me. I just don't have the emotional strength to edit that yet. So today we're gonna skip ahead to me already being back and start with some traditional Tiwa Did That, if you know what I mean. So this I picked up since I've been back, but this I actually flew in with. I also bought other things while I was abroad, but I'm not gonna bore you with the details of the things that I bought on vacation because nothing was cool enough to save for this video. But anyway, here is this cute shirt that I got from Theory. I know I should have kept the bag to like give you a true unboxing fantasy, but that's just not how it went down. It's got this beautiful like ribbed sort of design. It kind of goes on the body like a sweater, but this texture really comes beautifully off the skin. I tried this on just as a joke and I was like, I have to have this. So shout out to Theory in Vegas for giving me this shirt. It looks kind of grandpa-esque, but just like give her a chance and she'll carry. So guys, I also went to Ralph Lauren while I was out there. I got a bunch of stuff from Ralph Lauren, but I'm not gonna bore you with like regular Ralph Lauren stuff. This is a pair of purple label. If I could find the purple label, that would be really constructive. Purple label Ralph Lauren trousers. And if this doesn't give you an idea of how tall I really am, then yeah. Purple label Ralph Lauren is such good quality. Usually I really don't know. I haven't bought new purple label in years. And so I'm hoping that these stand the test of time, like my trench coat, which I'll put over there. And yeah, living for these corduroys. These are corduroy, so they have this gorgeous old world feel to them. And I cannot wait to absolutely gag these. I don't show you guys clothes a lot. So there you go. And lastly, let's get into what really matters. So obviously I had to get some essentials before I really dug into what I wanted at Hermès. So I had my essay pull this for me. As usual, the H24 deodorant. I'm obsessed with designer deodorant, guys. I probably need rehab, but it's a habit that I just have not broken, so yeah. And I love that it's not an aerosol, it sort of puffs rather than squirts, you know? And anyway, I love the scent. It's super simple, it's super fresh, which is quite important for a deodorant. So shout out to that, okay? Let's do the very last thing. And guys, this is the main thing I went in store for, and it's also gonna play into the video later, so stick around and it's all gonna make sense. But anyway, as you may or may not know, if you're new, you don't know, if you're OG, you know, I love Hermès and I love horses. I'm also a horse rider, so it sort of plays in very well with my obsession with Hermès. I'm not going to tell you which came first, the chicken or the egg, but you can pretty much guess. Anyway, doesn't matter because this is an equestrian item that I'm absolutely gagged that I got my hands on. It's so heavy. It's so heavy, and like that's really saying something because Hermès stuff is usually already pretty heavy. Oh, receipt, don't need that. So I have actually the new Monde d'Hermès magazine. Guys, I love the Monde d'Hermès magazines. Absolutely obsessed with these. If you know, you know. These are such an iconic tabletop item because typically you're only getting these as a frequent shopper. You're gonna get it in your little bag on your way out. You're gonna get it in the mail sometimes if you're really that girl. But the Monde Hermès magazine is a seasonal magazine, comes out 4 times a year, I think. And then you get it, and it's like such a cute little read, and it's just fab to have on a coffee table. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, I'm sorry. Okay, guys, here it is. Something cute, something fun. Let's get in. I'm gonna just pull this tab, really dig. Oh, they really tied that on, didn't they? God damn. If you follow my Instagram, by the way, check out my Instagram. It's right there, over there. You already know what this is, so don't spoil it for the other girls. But check out my Instagram for all the B-roll that I don't shoot, because setting up a YouTube video and shooting it is a lot of work. I can't. And so not everything makes it onto YouTube, so check out my Instagram. But this did, so here you go. Hope they don't fall out. They showed this to me in store, by the way, so because I had to try them on. Don't want to spoil it. I had to try them on in store, so it's already a little bit like crumpled, so don't worry about that. Yes. These are, I wonder if they'll stay if I put them up. Don't fall out, don't embarrass me. Okay, it's trying to embarrass me, so I'm just gonna hold them. These are the Hermès Equestrian free jump stirrups, okay? Now, for those who don't have an extra 4 legs lying around somewhere that they ride every now and then, stirrups are the thing that your leg goes in when you're riding a horse, okay? These are the premier stirrups on the market. The girls know that Free Jump, okay, this brand right here, Free Jump, they make the bougiest of stirrups, and the only way that it can get any bougier at Free Jump is if Hermès gets involved. And so they collabed naturally, and you have this incredible stirrup from Hermès from Free Jump. It's a collaboration, it's sickening. You have the Hermès design and quality control meeting the technical know-how of Free Jump. So this product, I believe, is called the Soft Up Pro Plus Free Jump Stirrups by Hermès. And I am so excited to use these. In fact, I'm so excited that I shot a YouTube video today. Yeah. So how do these work? Basically, there are 2, obviously, and they go like this. And if for some reason things don't go according to plan and you're coming off before you want to, this is designed to actually bend and let you out right here. So important, because on horseback, when you lose control, it's vital that you and the horse separate. So I love these for safety, but I also think they look fab. They also are designed to have like a slight lift right here. I'm gonna give you the badge. Right, a slight lift right here, sort of, you know, elevate the foot and improve your grip. There's also a bunch of treading, and like, you know, it's very, very like spiny and grippy right here to sort of hook your foot in and give you that full control fantasy. I'm so excited because I love spending money to improve things. I work very hard at horse riding, but if I can spend a little money and become a better horse rider, thank God, because that sport is not easy, you guys. Finally, thanks to their weight and unique form, they always stay in place and perpendicular to the horse. Ugh, bitch. I love when money solves a problem. If these really improve my riding, I'll have to come back and let you guys know, because I love when money solves a problem. Like, there's so many things in life. I want to get deep for a second. There's so many things in life that money can't solve. So when you solve a problem with money, thank God. So shout out to my Free Jump stirrups from Hermès, and let's move on. So guys, I want to break down a wall with you in this video and sort of get heart to heart a little bit. I feel that if you just watch my videos, you might think that I get whatever I want from Hermès. I just go there and I ask, and 2 weeks later I get it. Sometimes I give you guys an insight into how long I have to wait for a product or object, but not often, or not ever really, have I made an entire video sort of giving you the blueprint of how to establish the give and take with Hermès, you know? And this all comes about because actually one of you asked me just the other day, oh, could you walk me through the process of getting an Hermès Picotin bag, which is, I think that comment was on my video for the deep dive of my Picotin. By the way, if you guys want another deep dive, let me know which bag you want it for and I don't know when, I guess. I don't know. Let me know, girl. But it was on a deep dive video and they said, how do you get a Picotin bag? I think that that question plays into a much larger topic at Hermès, which is how do you get anything done at the big orange, right? So you'll see that the name of this video is Hermès Wishlist based. I haven't really come up with the official name yet, but it's basically going to be about what is an Hermès wishlist? How do you make one? How does it work? And what can you expect to be the result of making a wish list? I also want to point out that the word wish list isn't just the way that customers describe the system at Hermès. This is actually the way that Hermès describes the allocation of products to customers and the vehicle by which a customer's preferences are translated into actual offers. It is called a wish list at Hermès. So this is real tea, okay? So to answer the Picotin question, first of all, I personally believe, and a lot of people would agree with me, that creating, maintaining, giving credibility to, and revolving an Hermès wish list is the best way to get any bag from Hermès. Because there was a time where only certain bags were allocated rather than just sold, but that time is over, you guys. TikTok, Instagram, all of these social medias have exploded the demand of Hermès products. And people like me who buy literally everything from this brand are having even harder a time than usual getting the very ordinary things that they want. And so having a wish list and having a solid wish list, and I'll explain what that means a bit later, is your best chance at getting the bag that you want, any bag that you want. So to get you guys through this, I want to start from the very beginning. Let's put ourselves in the shoes of a first-time Hermès customer. You've never shopped before, you've never been in store, and everyone's been there, right? Everyone has never been to Hermès at one point, or maybe you're still in that position, and so this is for you. So you find yourself interested in Hermès, and specifically for handbags, let's say, and maybe you think a couple of other things they make are pretty cool as well. You wouldn't mind perusing their other offerings, right? What do you do? Where do you start? The first thing you need to do is ask yourself, where do you live? Where do you live? Because unfortunately, a lot of cities and entire countries don't have Hermès stores. They just don't. And so if you live in a country and a city that has an Hermès, you're already ahead of most of the game. No shade. And this is because only in physical Hermès stores, relative to where you bill your credit card, will you be able to make a wish list that's taken seriously by the store. And that's just the way it is. Hermès is designed to collect and distribute products to clients local to that store. For example, quick example, because we have a lot to get through. In Paris, people like me show up to Paris with $1 and a dream, right? People who live in Paris, people with zip codes on like Rue de Sèvres or something, they show up like a normal store. They show up, their girl takes them to the back, they get what they want because they live there. That store, no matter the fact that it's a flagship store, one of the first 3 Hermès stores in the world, people come from all over the world to shop there. At the end of the day, if your name is Marguerite and you go to the boulangerie down the street to get your bread in the morning and that's your local store, you will get a better service than the richest, maybe that's not true. You will get as good of service as the richest people in the world who fly from all over the world to shop at that store because that store is yours first and foremost. And so as a new customer, do you have your own store? And if you do, then you're in luck. So the first thing you want to do is go to your local boutique, right? You've never been there before. You've never spoken to anybody. What do you do? What do you dress? I don't think it's that serious the very first time. Obviously, don't show up in a see-through thong. Just be yourself and go there, okay? When you go in, chances are somebody's gonna ask you what you want, okay? Or what you would like. Please, for the love of God, don't ask for a Birkin bag. Don't ask for any bags, okay? Just have in mind before you get there a certain product. It's a belt, it's a shoe, it's a silk, it doesn't matter. Just ask to be shown to a certain department. Oh, I wanna look at silks, I wanna look at shoes, I wanna look at belts. And then you will be handed off to a sales associate who will take you over there, okay? That's step number one, getting through the door. So now you've expressed your interest in an item. You need to see if they have it, okay? And if they have it, you kind of have to buy it. You don't have to buy anything, right? Only ask them for something that you'd be willing to buy if they put it in front of you. And that is the rule for Hermès all the time. Only ask for things that you are willing to buy. And I'm gonna get to how to work that later, but that's the main thing, okay? So you walk in there, you ask for something that you're willing to buy. If they put it in front of you, great, you take it, right? But also, if they don't have it, then you have to pivot and then ask to be notified when it comes in. In the event that they don't have it and you ask to be notified, and in the event that they do have it and you ask to take it and pay for it, the same thing will happen immediately after that. And this is extremely important. Pay attention. The sales associate is going to pull out a cell phone. It's not going to look like a normal cell phone. It's going to have this weird black case on it that's huge. And then they're going to pull up a screen that's kind of orange with like a bunch of fields, and they're going to ask you to put in your personal information. This is going to be your name, your phone number, your suffix, if you're Mr., Mrs., blah, 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 you know. But then it's going to ask you for something that is extremely important. And this is going to separate you from people visiting from Greece, from people visiting from down the street, from people visiting from who knows where. This is what turns you from a random person who came into Hermès to fight for a handbag into a local client. There will be a field that asks for your address. You need to put in your local address. Therefore, the store will then be aware that you're a local client. This changes everything, okay? Because at that point, whenever something comes in, whenever something is made available, and the staff gather in the back to say who is gonna get the Picotin in Rose Sakura that's just come in today, Jenny can say, oh, I have this like client visiting from Vegas who really wants a fucking Picotin before he leaves in 3 days. And then your essay says, well, my client who lives here, this is her store, and she left a request with me for this bag. I think we should give it to her. She lives here. This is her store. You will get that bag before any visitor, before any walk-in, before anybody, because you are a local client. And the only way they know that is because you put your information in the phone and you put your address down, and your zip code is less than 5 numbers away from that building that you're standing in. So when you buy that first item, when you're establishing your contact with the store, make sure that you put in your address, your local address, so that you're automatically in that local pool of clients. So now you're in the system as a local client, right? Great, but you have another decision to make. The person sitting across from you has taken your information, you're in the system. That is now your store. Great. But who is going to be your guide in that store? Who is going to hook you up with the things you need? Who's going to fight for you in that back room when there's 1 Birkin left and 3 hungry sales associates clawing at each other, Hunger Games style? What kind of vibe are you getting from that person? Were they sweet to you as you've been talking, even though it's your first time meeting? How has the rapport been? Are you getting along? Have you talked a little bit of small talk? Does it feel comfortable? Are they blowing you off? You know? But there are other things to consider. Seniority. How long has that person been working in the store? Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to ask that. Very important. If they've been working there for 5 years plus, snag them. Secondly, seniority within the hierarchy of the store. every now and then you can be so lucky, and this happened to me in a store that I'm not going to say the name of because I don't want to make the block hot for my sister. But I was once in a store that where I don't live, and the person who helped me, and I bought some things, the person who helped me turned out to be like not a sales associate, turned out to be like a major player in that region for Hermès. And I don't know how that happened, but till today, that person and I are cool, and I get what I get because of that relationship. I get what I get because I've earned it, and I shop at my home store most of all. But I'm saying like some event invitations I get, some insider information I get is because of that contact, that person that I met, and they just happen to be in a really senior role at Hermès, okay? So let's move on. The point is, consider seniority as well. If you run into somebody with a really high level at the store, count your stars and take that card. And speaking of cards, you must ask for a business card, okay? Don't ask for their number, weird. Don't ask for another appointment before you've even bought your first thing, weird. You need to ask them for their business card. Oh, can I get your card? Can I get your card? Even if you don't want to work with that same sales associate again, still take their card. It's a polite thing to do, okay? So take their card anyway. And if you're getting along with them, it'll help you remember their name for the next time you come to the store. And if you're not getting along with them, it's just a nice way to close things out, Because at the end of the day, if you give a bad taste to one sales associate, the tea is going to get around. It's not that big of a store. There's at most 10 people that work there. So you're not going to get away with being a bitch with one person and then scoot over to the next one and play the brownie. It's not going to happen. Okay, that is also why you have to be sure about your sales associate. I'm really digging in on this video, aren't I? This is also why you have to be sure about your sales associate choice, because you can't just switch. You can't just divorce your sales associate and then start talking to her friend, because it's going to make things so weird, and then you're going to go from getting the little bit that you were getting to nothing. Nothing. So be aware of that. So remember to ask for a card, okay? And if they don't give you a card, it means they hate you. I'm sorry. If they say anything like, oh, I don't have any business cards right now. Oh, we're just getting them printed. Oh, the information's old. If they tell you anything other than, oh, here's my card, they literally hate you. Run. Let's assume, for argument's sake, that you like the first person that you talk to, because if you don't like the first person that you talk to, then you're sort of going to have to do everything over again. You're going to have to come to the store all over again, find somebody else, and then do it all over again, and unfortunately buy something else. But let's assume, for argument's sake, that you like the person that you were working with in the first place. Where do you go from here? Well, the first thing to remember is that you've already unlocked a few privileges for having made first contact with the store, right? You have somebody's name now. Let's say her name is Tiwa. So now, instead of coming to the Hermès store and hanging out outside like a loser, you can come to the door and say, hi, is Tiwa working today? Let me tell you what that does for you. That immediately puts you aside from the other girls who are just in town for 2 days and trying to get a Birkin, because this is your store, okay? 2, you've already personalized your relationship with that sales associate. You won't even step in there unless Tiwa is working, right? That sort of starts to create that mojo that you need. It's a relationship. I'm serious. So then Tiwa comes to the front. Hi. So nice to see you again. How can I help you? This is your second appointment. The guards can be down a little bit. You can express your interests, okay? And start to say, oh, I want to see that. I want to see this. You don't have to buy anything on this day. Also important. You don't have to buy anything on the second day. You don't have to buy anything ever, which I've said before, but I want to reiterate. Buy the things you want, buy the things you like, buy the things you need. But on the second day, you don't have to buy anything because they already know who you are, blah, blah, blah. This appointment is actually so you can establish personal contact. You've already established acquaintance. Acquaintancy, is that a word? Somebody Google that. You've already established that. Now you want to move it a little bit more. You want to move in a little bit more of a personal direction, okay? Every Hermès employee has a work phone that is not allowed to leave the building. right? So when they come to work, they are on these phones, and everyone thinks that Hermès sales associates are assholes because they're always on their phones, but they're talking to clients. They're talking to local clients like you. And then the tourists come to the store and go, why isn't anybody helping me? They're all on their phones. Because they're talking to people who matter. No shade. So what you want to do is get in that phone, okay? You have your sales associate, you want to get personal. What do you do to establish that you want their phone number in a way that's not creepy, weird, and just weird? What do? Here it is. You say, oh, I love shopping with you. I love working with you. Why don't I have your work iMessage? Please don't say your number or something that even hints that you're trying to go truly personal with them. Your work iMessage, your work number, your work WhatsApp, so that I can make appointments when I want to come in. Very important, because that doesn't suggest that you're going to be pestering them. You're just going to let them know when you want to come in. And also so I can send you photos of things that I am interested in. Very important. I do that all the time. I'll literally screenshot and send to my essay with the item number, and she'll be like, yeah, we got it, pull up. So, and that is a perfectly reasonable way to get an Hermès sales associate's iMessage. And so that puts you even further in, right? That can be the end of your second appointment. Seriously. If you want to go ham and buy something else that day, you can. But establishing the personal contact, that's the next thing to do. Great, you're done. So now you're in touch with your very own sales associate, and you've unlocked what I think is one of the coolest things you can do as an Hermès client. And this beats, well, it doesn't beat being shown something in front of everybody else that was just said to be out of stock. There's nothing like that. When you're opening something right there that people were just told that doesn't exist, it's fabulous. But in a close second to that is showing up for an Hermès appointment for your local store. There's a line outside. Just picture this. There's a line outside, and you saunter up to the door, and you go, is Tiwa in? He's expecting me. Everybody gagged. So now you've established that personal relationship with your SA. You can start to send them things on the iMessage, on the WhatsApp, whatever, and sort of say, oh, do you have this pillow? Do you have this bracelet? Do you have this bag? This is already a wish list. And even though it seems quite informal and you don't have some sort of spreadsheet to fill out, I want you to understand that if your sales associate respects you at all, and they should if you followed exactly what I said you should do, they will be meticulously noting down the things that you're saying that you're interested in to a point, right? What's important about a wish list? I said creating one, giving it credibility is what we want to discuss right now. A wish list needs credibility. If I say to you, I want the Hermès H24 deodorant, $50, right? And then my essay says, here's the Hermès H24 deodorant. Can I have my $50? And you go, ooh, I wish it came in blue. You're done. You're out. Don't request things that you're not prepared to buy. Don't request things that you don't want to buy, you can't afford to buy. Don't request things that you're not willing to buy, because then your wish list loses all credibility. So please give credibility to your wish list by following through when you say you want something. If it shows up, buy it. But here's the other side of that coin. Be specific. Lean into the Hermès customer trope of being absolutely specific, intentional, discerning about the things that you want to buy, okay? If you want to buy the Calvi card holder, say, I want the Calvi card holder in palladium hardware, in rose poupe, rouge permont, or magnolia, only in chev leather. Those are the only 3 colors I'll take. Don't bring me anything else. Be specific, because that way, A, you're getting what you really want, and B, you're not going to be just spending money all the time on things that you're not even sure that you don't say, oh, I want a Calvi card holder, and then it comes in yellow and your hands are tied. Say exactly what you want. Then when it comes, you know that you can be confident to buy it, and also your wishes won't come around so frequently that it's putting you under financial pressure. To be honest, let's be serious. Hermès is an expensive brand, and it hurts even more when you're buying things that you're not even sure that you want. So please be intentional, and also be disciplined, because you can get hurt. Wishlist can be fun. Wishlist can be exciting to fulfill, but more importantly, wishlist, when treated properly and revolving, you put something on there, it comes in, you buy it, you put something new on there, it comes in, you buy it, you put something new. It has to be revolving. So what did we say? Establish the wish list, give credibility to the wish list, keep the wish list revolving. These three things are what qualify you for a bag. In my opinion, I don't think the money really matters. I don't know how much money I spent at Hermès. I have an idea, but it would be very distasteful to say it on video. But just generally speaking, I don't feel that my bag offers have escalated based on my spending. In fact, some of the coolest bags I have happened before I really started shoveling money into the fire. So, don't count the coins. Pay attention to your wish list and keep it revolving. That is my advice. So now you have a good, robust wish list. Your SA knows that you're a serious client, and the things that you ask for, you buy when they come in. You make your time to come to the store. You make appointments on the phone. She comes in. She shows you what you asked for. You say, great, I love it. You buy it. You have this system going. Couple months, you're ready to ask. A Birkin 25 in Vert Comics Palladium hardware, retourné style, swift leather. You want to be specific, okay? Because society is the way it is and commission comes from other items, non-bag items, and a sales associate is going to like you more, technically, if you're buying things that are not handbags. And so those are the people that tend to get the bags. But the truth is that if you and your SA are getting along, if you're serious about your wish list, if you have credibility to your wish list, if you revolve your wish list, and you make a bag request, not only can you make a bag request comfortably and your SA will acknowledge it and say, let me see what I can do, be patient with me. You can even go as far as to say, can you give me an idea on how long you might be expecting the wait to be? Your SA will not be offended by that if you've listened to everything I've said so far. What happens is that the bags show up to the store, and then the whole team has to go, I have a client that wants that. I have a client that wants that. I have a client that wants that. I have two clients that want that. And then they have to gather in the room and pull out the receipts and say, well, Tiwa has been here 5 times this month. He's bought this, this, and this. I think he should get the bag. And it goes like that. It's a big Hunger Games, So you have to have an SA that's going to fight for you. But if you followed my instructions so far, you should have no problem putting in a bag request through that established channel of communications onto your wish list and be absolutely sure that your SA is going to fight for you in that back room. And the final thing, guys, is to be patient. You just have to be patient. There's no brand that's going to make you wait to spend this amount of money like Hermès. You just have to be patient with them. And while you're being patient, you have to also be firm, okay? Don't go gentle into that good night, okay? When you feel that maybe your request is elapsing in a way that's not entirely appropriate, bring that up, but in a classy, dignified way. Do not make a scene in the store. Don't cuss them out. Don't threaten them with your business or with a bad review on Yelp. Just express your concern for the longer than expected wait. And if your SA and you have a decent relationship, they will reassure you and they'll be like, look, the whole block knows that if this bag comes to this store, you're gonna get it. Don't worry. I'm telling you that this bag just has not arrived yet, and you have to believe me. And in my experience, I don't think that Hermès sales associates lie to their local clients. Tourists are lied to every day. I've seen it. I've turned down bags in the back room that I walk back out and somebody's like, oh, do you have a blank? And they're like, we haven't seen one of those in years. And I just turned it down. So the tourists get what they get, but you're a local client. Shout out to you. So you can expect to be told the truth, especially from your sales associate. So don't worry about that. Be patient, be firm, keep your wish list revolving, and let the bag come to you, okay? And I just think this whole video is so apropos because actually it plays very much into what's going on with me and the circumstances behind this purchase. I actually went to my store because I had to grill my sales associate a little bit about a bag that has not materialized. You might remember when I unboxed my Constance 18 and I said to them on that day that I got that bag, I was like, where is my blank? And they just didn't have it. And so they said, hey, do you want to see something else? Something kind of cool. And that's how I got that Constance 18. But that bag that I wanted on the day that I got the Constance 18, I still don't have that bag. And so I've been getting a little bit upset about that because it's taking really too long for a bag that's not a quota bag. But in my experience, in the time that I've been waiting, I've also asked around. No one has that bag anywhere in the world. And guys, you know, I'm sure that there's like a capitalistic edge to the business model at Hermès, but on a fundamental level, I really feel like this brand organizes its system of allocation in a way that ensures that real enthusiasts end up with these bags. I mean, obviously they still show up on the resale market. Obviously, you know, people see the value monetarily before the value intrinsically. But by and large, these bags end up with people who want them. And so if you really want an Hermès bag right here, I think that and following the instructions for this video will eventually put you in arm's reach of the bag of your dreams. So don't give up hope. Stick to the system. Be patient. Have fun. And it's all going to work out in the end. It might take a while to get to the end, but it will. It'll work out in the end. So guys, that's it for today's video. I hope this gave you a little bit of insight into how Hermès works. I'm going to spend weeks editing this very, very long footage. So I hope this helped somebody. If you caught a vibe, hit subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Check out my Instagram for more behind the scenes. And I'll see you next time right here on TiwaDidThat. Free Palestine. Bye.